I
Mm.
understand a lot. A couple of my friends that I went and saw this movie with were talking about that because,
Yeah, hot dog one, hot dog two.
yeah, this guy, this guy.
Yeah, we just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Look like he looking for the Lord. That light on him.
That's what
You look like you just got out the fucking Fortress of Solitude. You all blue.
I'm trying to get started on this early.
All right, is it better now? It shouldn't be autofocusing now.
Oh, it's good. It's always
know what?
it's fine.
Okay,
There's a blue tint. Nah, you said so.
on me or on?
Are you?
No, on you.
Yeah, you look like Mr. Freeze. Wrong movie.
Like,
Actually,
even,
yeah, wrong movie.
Hold on, hold
Same
on.
universe.
even your beard got a blue tint to it.
Let me change the light then. It's the light thing.
Don't turn it purple. You opening up the jokes right there.
You know?
I had on a different hat for the little wrestling pod that I do, and the dudes were like, "Oh man, now I see why they call you Titus." I was like, "Fuck you guys, fuck you."
Because it look like Tyrus.
Tyrus, yeah, not Titus, like Tyrus.
I'm
Is it better now?
I'm actually really curious about what y'all think of this movie because
Oh man, here we go. He's not. Just say you don't like it. It's all
listen, well, what are you gonna assume? Fucking just because you all blue like Superman, you want to start talking shit?
right. Is this better?
I think that's good.
My normal color now because it's.
I mean, you're not normal color, but it looks better.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Anyways, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid.
And your boy Chris Brunick, A Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Oh, thank you for not doing that. I thought you were gonna start licking your lips. The way you started, you like, yeah. It's your boy LL Cool J.
You know this
LL
motherfucker.
Cool Black.
Hello,
You know what I'm saying, baby?
hello, Black and Mild over here.
Well, I mean, okay, so this week we probably have one of the most anticipated movies of all of the year, on our slate. And I'm actually really curious what y'all think because, the discourse online is pretty unanimous, but there are some people who are, on the other side of the fence. So I'm really curious what y'all thought about this movie. Chris, why don't you let the people know what movie we watch this week?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I was hoping Marcos was familiar because I never finished it.
Marco's an encyclopedia. He'll correct you if you fuck up.
I know.
No, I will absolutely not. We have a friend in the group chat that we just all say, "Man, this is stupid. Why you keep correcting us?"
Well, no, because Chris will do the road dog, but he never finishes it.
I never finished it. I always get mixed up somewhere in the middle. I am
You just start.
road dog, Jesse James.
You-
And this
you-
is bad. That's really good.
You just start just making up like races. Oh, you Mexicans, stand up and down. 619. Like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
gosh.
Dog?
All right, Chris. Yes,
Oh,
what
man.
movie we watch this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, the movie that we chose this week, Superman, is supposed to be, from what I hear, the movie of the summer.
Do you
I dis-
agree?
No, I don't.
You said you disagree.
I don't. It's a dope movie, but not the movie of the summer, in my opinion.
Oof,
Ooh.
this is gonna start hot and heavy.
Okay.
No, because I'm not. First off, I must say I did like the movie. I love the story. There were some parts of it I was like, "Come on, seriously." But other than that, a good movie. Like I really have very little to say about what I disliked about it. However, it doesn't beat Sinners for movie of the summer. And I'm leave it at that.
That's actually a good argument. That's actually a pretty good argument. Okay, but they're two very different movies. But if you're talking about pure, like, how you're feeling when you walk out of the theater, that's a very good argument. What about you, Marcos, Mister, blue-eyed tint, looking like you just walked out?
Looking like crypto.
I hate you guys. First of all,
He looked like that big jellyfish that was flying in the sky.
so this is where I actually am going to be that asshole and correct Chris. Sinners came out in April, so it wasn't an actual summer movie.
Okay,
This is the movie of the summer.
hold on. Time out.
He's a
I'm gonna
movie of the
recorrect
year.
you. I'm gonna recorrect you though. It's not only movie of the summer because it just hit streaming like last week, so it stayed in theaters till
No.
God knows when.
No. For you to qualify as a movie of the summer, you have to have a theater release during the time. They didn't even re-release it. They re-released it in May to get more screens in the what is it the wide version of the film.
You know what, Sinners?
Yes,
Either way, it stayed in the theater for a long, long time.
well, I
Well,
think
I'm just saying. Chris said movie of the year. Not
no.
the
He
summer.
said of the summer.
Yeah, I did. Well, I might have phrased it, but I did go with summer
Okay.
to correct myself.
All right. So
Okay.
so Marcos, how did you feel?
I
'Cause
thought
you
this
sound
movie.
like you going, you and Chris, battle of the gigantics.
Oh no. We're gonna definitely tussle when we see each other live in person. No, but all jokes aside, this movie was actually really good. And it was a movie that I don't know if I expressed to you guys in our group message. I was worried because like although the Snyderverse wasn't that great, I really liked the Superman that they brought to life, the actor Henry Cavill and everything. But this is a more comic book accurate Superman, and it combines two runs. And it actually, at first, I was scared that the James Gunn comedy aspect of it was going to mess it up, but it brought a almost human aspect to it. And this movie is really good. What about you? What do you think, Mikazi? You over here snickering? Why are
I
you
will say,
snickering, Doug?
what you got waiting for it?
First of all, Snyderverse is actually very good. Don't hate. Secondly,
It was
I
dark.
actually,
A lot of people. It was good for us. A lot of
yeah.
people didn't like it because
Hold on, wait. What do you mean us? Talking about it was dark.
I gotta say dark and us.
sinners. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, so I actually really like the movie, like a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I think
But
David Cornsweet
yeah,
was amazing in it,
I have,
and
but
I didn't know who he was before this.
but
Like
I have a big but in this, and that is, I thought I don't like that much humor in my superhero movies and stuff like that. I thought there was too much. I don't mind it. I actually liked it because it did humanize him. It actually made Superman a little more relatable.
But the humor, you got to understand, the humor that was in the movie wasn't necessarily through him. It was through the supporting characters.
But it was a lot, and it undercut some of the emotion. That's all I'm saying.
But you should be a fan of Nathan Fillion. He's a comedic actor. Even
I'm not
in
even talking about him. I'm talking about so I'm talking about moments. Okay, so we're just gonna cut into it. The moment, when Superman has that speech to Lex near the end of the movie about strength and all that stuff is great.
That's the best part of the movie.
But then all of a sudden, Crypto comes in and starts slamming him around, and it undercuts that moment.
I understand a lot. A couple of my friends that I went and saw this movie with were talking about that because
Yeah, hot dog one, hot dog two.
yeah, this guy, this guy. No, my buddy
That's
that
like
I
your version of Cat in the Hat.
it's like with him is Hennessy, and then the other one is what is it? The Incredible Hulk.
Hypnotic.
Alizé?
Alizé?
Not hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
Yeah.
Hypnotic and Hennessy. Those are your buddies. You go.
Yeah,
You
Chris is
always watch Marvel.
Delicious. No, I mean Thugnificent.
Magnificent. Okay.
But no, yeah, okay, so yeah, but okay, so I presume there's other people out there that thought the level of humor in this movie would have been a little over the top.
It's to be expected because they had to pivot a certain way. I think it's going to topple out. Like, I honestly think that the Supergirl movie is going to be very dark because the reason she is a party girl is because she's deeply depressed that she saw everybody that she remembers alive die in an entire planet like exploding. It's not a happy-go-lucky Supergirl that we used to seeing on TV. Like, oh, my cousin. It's like, no, your entire family died. All your friends, all the people that you knew, everybody that raised you, and you're talking to somebody that's practically a baby that now grew up, but you didn't know him to be grown.
Yeah.
And like I think they did take some liberties, but it worked. Like Mr. Terrific, who I don't know if you guys ever seen any of the Arrowverse shows, was too goofy on the show. And then this Mr. Terrific, who was kind of very much calculating, was like, okay. He's like, I don't care about what's going on with you and Superman. He's like, he kept looking at her. And then,
No, wait, why was he dressed like F1? Like a car racer?
that's how he looks in the comic.
Well,
Have you-
It is?
yeah, but they're also sponsored pretty much by Maxwell Lord. So they're all kind of, a part of the same group. So you notice they all have kind of the same outfits, because that's not a normal Green Lantern outfit either.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. No, okay, that makes sense.
But here's the thing. Okay, again, let's say with Mr. Terrific, I understand he's a humorous character or whatever, but like it's the moments that the humor kicked in, I thought undercut some moments that like really could have used a little more emotion. Like right after Superman gets done fighting, he's laying there, like letting that moment sit, I think would have been better than all of a sudden Mr. Terrific going, "Hey, Superman, get down here, get up here, do whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I am doing some serious stuff, man." And I was like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things that it's like, I get it, but it kind of just takes away some of the emotion in there.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
Go for it.
Are you thinking that it was too much humor from what we came from?
No,
or if this would have been like a direct follow up to, like, if we would have not had any Superman since the Christopher Reeves movie, which was lighthearted and kind of hokey at times, would you have had this judgment? Or is it because a combination of the Snyderverse, a combination of James Gunn humor being a very James Gunn thing now, whereas before James Gunn makes his movies are always like that. Like if you remember before he was in Marvel, I believe Sliver, it was a very much a horror gory movie, but it had a shit ton of humor. So that's like what he does. So when he signed on to direct it, I always thought that we were gonna get that. It could have gotten worse because what's her face, Rachel Brosnahan, she's a great comedic actress. If you ever seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but she played the straight guy this entire movie. Like even though the funny parts that she was around, it wasn't her being funny. It was just her being Lois, which was pretty good.
Okay, but let's go back to what was it? Guardians
Wait,
of the
hold
Galaxy.
on.
No, because Chris looked like he was itching to say something. That's why.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking because Guardians of the Galaxy, that's my introduction to James Gunn.
Okay.
And to me, the movies are humorous, but they have very serious parts. But I feel like the humor is directed towards like Drax's character. Like he's made to be humorous in his stupidity. That makes sense.
Yep.
Well, in the comic, Drax was a very serious character. And I think this was like a workaround to get around, which putting him in like the character itself, Bautista, the way he played it was excellent because Drax, even at the moment, he thought he was being serious. Us as the crowd, as the audience looking at it, we knew that it was funny as hell. But like the character himself, when he was telling the story that everybody loves, when he's like, "If I stand still, they won't see me." Like he literally thought that was like a fighting skill, and we're laughing because like, no, it wasn't.
But that's what I'm saying. The humor, in my opinion, was directed around his character, not everybody.
Yeah.
Versus this one, everybody gets a comedic line somewhere.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, so I don't. Again, there's no bearing on this movie going from the Snyderverse,
and it was Slither, not Sliver. Sorry.
Yeah. But like, I do have a bias. I prefer a little more serious movies, so that's my bias there. But what I'm saying is like, you can't. I don't like when you said that, with the way the Supergirl movie might be a little darker. Like, I don't think you should make this movie lighter because that might be darker. I think this movie should be what it is. I didn't mind the lightness. I didn't mind the funny parts, but I felt like there was so much in there that it kind of undercut some of the emotion. Like in Guardians 3, you didn't have a funny moment when all of a sudden, when you're looking at fucking Rocket's, dying scene and he's sitting there like, fighting for his life and shit like that. But that's kind of like, you never got a scene like that here because there was always some kind of like humor going on that you never really got the chance to like really feel what was going on in there.
Okay.
I thought it started off amazing with the what was it? The first
story. The 3 decades ago, from 3 months ago to 3 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah, it did that, and then it said, okay, and this is Superman. 3 minutes ago, Superman, just lost his first fight.
I thought that was cool, and I think that's where a lot of people lost the movie. Like they couldn't get around that, and including a couple people that I know online.
Really? That really?
Yeah, they were like, "That's how Superman gonna come out and lose immediately." I was like, "That's the character that he is. He's not perfect. He's not Ultimate Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just better than most."
Well, but that's the thing. I thought with that opening, and then the pain you see on his face when he's getting healed. and then the fucking the interview that he does with Lois and his emotion there, I was like, oh, I like the direction it's going. But then it just progressively got funnier and more comedic as the movie went on. I was like, man, I wish they kept kind of that same tone as the beginning. Because in the beginning, when they're saving them, you get some humor with the robots, but then you get serious moments too. I felt like it was balanced. I felt like by the end, kind of lost the balance a little bit, in my opinion.
There is one part I wish was darker.
What's that?
And that's when he goes to the pocket world
Mhm.
and meets the dude that I'm gonna call him the shapeshifter, but that's not what he is. The element guy.
Yeah, the one that could turn to kryptonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this dude's sitting there watching his baby across from him that he can't get to.
Yep.
But his voice, like that part in the movie, should have been extremely dark to show how low of a place the other guy was.
Yeah.
His voice to me was too bright. Like, don't talk to me. Like you sound like Mike Tyson right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it should have been much more darker and deeper. Like, no, like to show I'm in a very, very
But-
low spot.
To be
You know what I'm
fair, the character, he's a good guy.
No, I get that, but I'm saying they should have showed him being really, really dark at that moment.
No, like
Is it
not dark
becoming
as an
like-
evil, not dark as an evil, but dark as in like the point in his life where he's at.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so here's my perfect example of like, you know, the clash in tones. That scene that Clark has with Lois when he's just trying to find, you know, crypto, I believe.
Yeah.
They're in the room and they're like, you know, and then the thing's fighting in the background and they're like, oh, he can handle that. I'm just trying to find the dog. Like, I get that. I get what it's representing, but like seeing them go through this moment and then there's this crazy shit going on in the background kind of undercut the moment. Like you could have had that same moment without that stuff in the background, and I think it would have hit a lot more harder.
I'm actually surprised at you.
Why?
I don't think that
That's a
particular
dog.
moment.
No, I get it, but like, okay, listen. If I'm telling you about you know, this heartfelt story about my dog and like what he means to me and stuff, and in the background you see a golden retriever taking a shit, you're gonna be like, I can't focus on you because there's a dog taking shit in the background.
But that's
No,
what I'm
but
saying, though.
No, but that's what I mean. I think that thing in the background, all that fighting in the background, kind of undercut the emotion in that scene with Lois and Superman.
I think it just highlights the humanity of Clark, because I don't think he was Superman right there. He was Clark, and you can see they edited this, but this was where they took the picture of him putting on his boots. He was done. He walked in. He was just had the worst day that he's had up to in his life up to that point, and he's in a no-win situation.
Mhm.
And he basically, it just shows something that we never see in the cartoons, or we see it in the comics sometimes, where Superman is not there always. He
Yeah.
depends on other superheroes. So that was kind of like James Gunn answering the fans' questions, like, what are these other superheroes doing when Superman is busy? And it's like kind of like, oh, they go out and do that. And then it was Metropolis. So that's where their home base is.
I get it. I'm just saying, seeing a little giant jellyfish in the background and like the lasers going around while he's trying to have this heartfelt moment undercut the emotion in the moment. That's all I'm saying. You could have had that on the screen. You could have had him say it, did it a different way. But I just thought seeing those two together, I was like, man, I actually felt for Superman, like how the importance of crypto to him. But then you're looking in the background and you're just distracted by the shit in the background, in my opinion.
I think it just, I don't know, it was necessary that it was crypto that he was worried about. He's just worrying about life. I think that's what the message of the movie was, that he doesn't care who you are. He's like his thing was like people were gonna die.
Yeah.
Like even when Lois was like, well, I would have taken a beat and thought about my actions. And it was like, I don't do that. People are gonna die.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they're bad people or they're good people. He's like, they're gonna die. And that's where the thing was. And I think a lot of the counterculture are out there like confusing this movie. It's like, oh, he's a woke Superman. No, he's not.
Let me ask you a question. That scene right there, right, where he's talking about, you know, people are gonna die, right? That's a very emotional scene because you actually really you see Superman showing emotion, showing like what these people mean to him, and like how like he makes decisions. Now, if you had that same exact scene going on, and in the background you had, you know, the dude's roommate walking around cooking something and like flipping pancakes, that would undercut the emotion. And that, to me, that's what that fucking blob fighting in the background was doing to that scene when they were talking about crypto.
I think
Hmm.
James Gunn does have an issue to be heavy-handed sometimes with the humor, but I think he also put in moments like that to cut the tension.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
if-
sometimes the tension don't need to be cut. Sometimes the tension needs to be there in order to make those light scenes mean something when they happen later.
I think, and the fact that he was in the shadow of the Snyder cut and cutting what's probably the most good-looking, comic book accurate Superman, which is Henry Cavill.
Say that with your chest. The most good looking.
No, yeah,
Superman.
he looks like Superman. David Cornsweet looks amazing, but Henry Cavill put on like 50 to 60 pounds of muscle. You know what I mean?
I will say this, and I actually thought about this, and I put a lot of thought into it, and I want to sound biased. This same story could have been the second movie to Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't. They didn't.
I mean, obviously they didn't do it for whatever reason,
like
right. But this is what makes it a great movie to me because
Right.
it's still going to be told with him, which I do think he's a better. Just saying, but the story could have stood with him as being the original.
I think David Cornsweet, he comes off as a perfect, like, even distribution of both Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
He's built like Henry Cavill in a way, like the body type, but he has the aw shucks, wholesomeness that Christopher Reeve brought. And he did something that a lot of people didn't do before. He was a way better Clark than both of those two guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because-
but let's think here for a minute though. The
But
original
Cavill
Superman
was
was
a
what,
different kind of
82?
Clark. So go ahead.
Huh?
Let's think about the original Superman, Christopher Reeve. That was what, 82, 85?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I was born that year. You know what I mean? So this is back when movies was just trying to figure out what movies were, and it was still good for that era.
Yeah, I know it was still good, but I'm saying like the earnest, like honestly, you didn't see a lot of Clark in the whole Snyderverse. You saw a lot of Superman. That's why I thought it was going to be hard recasting him because Henry Cavill was in the Cape probably a lot more on screen than any other character that played him.
So
To mess it up for him, I don't think he didn't get a good shot to play Clark. And when he did, it was always antagonistic with somebody.
But that's what I'm saying, because the first movie, his movie was introduction, like the whole backstory, how he came
Yeah.
over, him fighting the shipwreck deals. That's why I said this story, if you would have put it with Henry Cavill, no, I think would have been 10 times better. But
so here's the thing.
So good.
I feel like this type of Superman, again, it's more comic accurate. So I understand why it's like that. But I feel like it's more of a cartoonish version of like Superman and Clark. Whereas with Man of Steel, it felt like a more honest representation of what someone might actually be going through in that moment. Like someone who comes to the earth and is trying to figure out his way, trying to figure out like, what his actual place in this world is. Speaking of, this movie did do something different with the parents, with Jor-El, and they made him the message. Yeah. Well, they made the message that Jor-El leaves. Like originally, everybody just assumes he's sent to Earth to be, to help them out and be a symbol for them. But in this movie, he got sent to,
destroy Earth.
What do you guys
which is brings me back to what James Gunn said. He said if you want to go into this movie knowing somewhat what to expect, he said pretty much read All Star Superman and Birthright Superman. All Star Superman, the parts that they grabbed from that was Crypto, was the Superman robots, was the Fortress of Solitude, but the rest of the story was more Birthright, where he was trying to see where his place was. Was he human? Was he an alien? And then the only thing that they did different from the comic is that at the end, if they would have wanted to like end it a little bit like that comic, it would have shown like the message of his parents, just the beginning part, along with the pictures and the videos of his Earth parents, because at the end of that run, he was like, I am both Kryptonian and I'm both human. But at the end of this one, he was like, I'm no longer Kryptonian in terms of what his heritage, because he kind of like, and I think this is gonna come back around because you don't cast two big actors like that as his Kryptonian parents and not bring them back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, what to do with Black Adam? Was it Christian Bale in the beginning of that?
No.
what movie did we watch? Christian Bale was the villain.
You're not
Oh,
talking
that's,
about
that's
Christian.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
Okay, shit, I'm tripping. Then. Didn't know.
Yeah, all the white people look alike.
Yeah.
but I did thoroughly enjoy that they finally gave us like at least accurate looking Ma and Pa Kent. They were senior citizens and they were farmers and they were kind of like, oh shucks, we're just country people, and they were the right age. I was like, all right, Kevin Costner, Mr. Pa Kent, that looked like he could
Okay, no,
be
but
the
here's the
most
thing.
handsome man in the town. Like,
No,
come
but
on now.
here's, dude, 55 in 2025 looks different than 55 in 1980. Because I remember teachers that were, looking old as fuck in school, and I'm like, 10 years older than they were. So it's different.
Did you see
He
the
was older?
the meme that there were like 30-year-olds in the 80s and it's a picture of Jamie Foxx wearing like a ball cap with a tank top?
Yeah.
He looked like 48. He's like, oh, he's 31.
No, I do. My Uber driver coming back from the airport, she was like, yeah, I'm 32 now. I want to be like, fuck, that's a hard 32. I'm like, shit.
Look,
Like, should be trafficking meth.
I said I am proud. Just because my birthday, I'm not gonna say when it is, but it's very very close. When I tell people that I'm about to be 40, and they tell me I look 30, I'm like, thank God for Jack Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I don't have Jack Daniels. I get the same,
You must hang out with a lot of drunk people. I'm fine.
No, I'm the drunkest one. So
Okay, so what y'all think of Superman's costume in here?
it was
I thought
gay
it
as
was-
fuck.
Oh, come on.
No, I thought it was good. I'm a guy. I've seen Christopher Reeve. Like this whole like the whole no
Trunks.
trunks over the tights is something that's been the last 15, 20 years. Like
Okay.
before that, he always wore tights.
No, I get that, but the suit looked like it was built, not him, versus Henry Cavill like he was built.
Okay, but here's the thing. Where Henry Cavill's, like, his suit was presumably, when they designed it, it was designed to be like, got the idea of like chainmail. So it's like, a suit that he wore underneath armor and stuff like that. So it's presumably just something that's supposed to look skin tight. Where this actually looks like a costume that you put on, which I can appreciate because, like,
He had fucking elbow pads like riding your bike on.
no, but what I'm saying is, it's one of those things where it's like, it looks like clothes. It doesn't look like an outfit that's like from out of this world. It looks like, it looks like a uniform someone puts on. It's kind of like the first Captain America movie in the first Avengers.
Okay.
It looked like, it looked like fabric. It didn't look like some far off material that you ain't never gonna get nowhere.
And I think it served the purpose because honestly,
No.
let's be real.
I'm fighting.
Superman-
We're
Not his
fighting.
clothes. He's strong, not his uniform.
Exactly.
Superman can wear
So why his uniform got designs on like it's trying to protect?
No, it wasn't. Man, hold on, dog. Now we gonna
Look at the uniform has pads in it.
His mom made it, right? Presumably.
Yeah, because she said she cleaned it.
No, I think she cleaned his boots.
No, but I'm just saying. I understand. Like, if you watch a lot of the Marvel movies, a lot of things, everything is so clean and crisp. You don't see a fold in it. You don't see everything. Like, you could tell it's CGI, but it always looks like a skin tight suit that you don't really see anything to. Whereas this one actually felt like clothes.
You know, it should have been made out of a wife beater material, and he should have worked out, and it would have showed his muscles.
This definitely was
I
a
want to see his
layered-
muscles, bro. That's all you want.
He's Superman.
He had muscles. This definitely was a layered suit because if you look at it, it's like a
You
near.
look like you're staring up at him, like, oh, he do got muscles.
No, because I have two monitors up here, and my main monitor is down here. So
Hit him with the suit is like, you know the Marcos?
nah, he definitely was built. He got in shape for this role.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he did, but they didn't show that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just because he's not on the creatine like Henry.
Not because Henry Cavill was built.
Yeah,
He had that on. I mean, you saw when he got out the water and he fucking had to go steal the clothes.
He built. That's why I think he's going to be the best Wolverine ever if they finally pull the trigger on him.
If he does that, it's going to be game over.
Like,
But-
because all they got to do is shoot down on him because he's way tall to be Wolverine. But I think he'll fit the bill.
Speaking of, how tall is this guy? This
The dude's fucking
not because some scenes he looked like he was regular height, and then the other scenes like he towered people.
he's like 6'4". I'm
Okay.
lying. Let me pull him up. Dave Corden Sweat's height. Okay.
You
I
just be
thought he
having
said they couldn't sweat.
Holy crap! Right on the nail. 6'4".
You know what? I assumed you knew the exact height because you do all the research, bro.
No,
Me and Chris just two idiots. You got
Yeah.
got the notes.
You know what?
well, because prior to hanging out with you guys and doing these things, these podcasts, I used to try to have a straight laced podcast where we provide facts and everything, and it was cool. But I really like this format where it's they're 6'4".
Look,
They're both 6'4". So
you're
that's
the
why.
you're the straight laced guy, and we're the
Well, no, yeah, because
okay. Yeah, thank you. He said no.
Accept it.
Yeah,
Accept it.
no. But in the previous,
I'm not straight laced at all. I'll tell you that right now.
in the previous podcast
Pink
that
juice.
I had, hold on. Shout out to Retro Media Podcast. My homeboy has Chris. He has a wealth of knowledge of comic books far beyond. Like I could defend myself, as they say. Like I know enough knowledge to like get in a room and not feel stupid. But he'll be like, "Whoa, in issue 34, he was eating a mango and it wasn't an apple, but they use it like that." So I would just look up stuff. So I had to contribute. Like I am really good at finding out if the movie made money. Like this movie made a shit ton of money,
Did I
especially
tell you?
for a weekend.
I called it. I said Marcus
But
talking about the money.
hey, man. Uh,
Okay, so
No, Marcus. Even if we talk shit, you be who you are, homie. That's what it is.
Hey,
oh yeah, we love it. We love it. You bring a sense of like what's the word like facts because me and Chris just talk. We don't know what the fuck we talking about.
bro, it grossed 232 million on a budget of 210. That's after
Yeah.
Said the exact same words. I said Marcus will say made this much and they had a budget of this much.
no, because think about it. It's all gravy. Like I was concerned about this because I am a Superman DC
Why are you
fan.
concerned about somebody else's money?
No, I'm concerned about the fact that if this movie was dead on arrival, guess what we will never see? Any other movie featuring Superman.
Okay, so speaking of, this movie did a lot of world building, introducing a lot of characters. It didn't force the characters in. It was almost like the world's just taking place as is. The characters are already there.
Like
Did
everybody.
Did you guys
around.
like how they approached that?
I did.
I actually need a refresher on that because one thing I was confused about was the pocket world.
Mhm.
Who were these people in there? Like one of them looked like a regular people.
No.
There was- like the girl was Lex's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
One
So
of those.
there were either people that Lex didn't like or political prisoners that people were paying him a shit ton of money.
Mm.
Yeah.
And like I like this iteration of Lex because number one, Nicholas Holt is amazing. He's a great actor. He like in the fact, and I think he's now successfully become the first actor to make a ton of money in both Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Because he was in X-Men, of course, Future Days Past, all those.
Yeah, he was beast.
And he was Beast, and then he was in Mad Max, that franchise, and now he's here, and he was in. Shout out to one of the movies we reviewed. Wasn't he the 12th Juror or something? What was that movie?
Yeah,
Juror
no,
number
he
12.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, juror number two.
So he's really good, and he brought he brought a lot of Smallville Lex Luthor to it, but it was very smart. Like the people that, and it was funny because somebody asked that we went. It was like, why did he have that team of people? What is he somebody that just like he couldn't do it himself? Like, no, he had those people that he probably vetted himself because he's like, I could do all this, but I trust these people to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly like a rich guy would do, which I appreciated. I liked it because he came across as a rich businessman. Now, the one thing about Jesse
But
Eisenberg,
he was very smart.
Yeah.
He was very smart.
it's like he hired these people to do stuff. He can do it himself, but he hired people to do stuff for him because it makes life easier. Like, and the thing is, I liked his Lex. I'm one of those people that actually likes Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor because I like the take on it. It's just different. But like this, if you're looking at for that classic Lex Luthor, this is a lot closer to it. So I appreciated him.
Well, let's talk about his girlfriend for a minute. How was she in love with the nerdy dude at Daily Planet?
Because
He didn't like her.
That's a comic book Jimmy Olsen. I asked the same question and then I researched it. Go on YouTube. Jimmy Olsen on TV and on in movies, he was made super nerdy, but in the comic books, he literally had that whole thing. Like, you ever seen Other Guys? Will Ferrell's character,
Yeah.
other women. That's how Jimmy Olsen in the comic is portrayed. Like Kara, what's it called?
Man's cousin.
Supergirl
Yeah.
was in love with him. They dated. Lois from another universe that came to the current universe fell in love with him. It's like he pulls women, and I like how they did it because he saw the interns. They were like, "Oh my god, look at him! He's over there," and he's like, he's like shaking his head.
Okay, I mean, there was a moment with Jimmy that, like, again, it's one of those things where, like, the humor in the moment kind of undercuts, the scene going on or whatever's going on. It's when he's asking the girl for, like, all the info, and she's about to send him all the pictures, and she's like, are we gonna hang out after? And he's just like, I don't know, and it's like,
That was good humor. If you didn't like that humor there's something wrong with you.
it's not that I don't like it. I don't think it was right for that moment.
And that was Miss Tessmacher, right?
Yes, but I'm just saying, I just don't
The
think it was.
girlfriend that was in all the other Superman movies.
Yeah.
That was played by Parker Posey in Superman Returns.
Yes, I know all that, but I'm just saying, I just think that type of humor in that moment kind of just undercut what was going on in the story. I think Chris is frozen.
Oh, I just thought he was in deep thought. Well,
He's like, I got these pork chops in the back, and they just.
But while he comes back, can we talk about my unsung hero of this movie?
What's that?
They brought back Otis and they made him an amazing. Otis was the black dude, Terrence Moore.
Yeah.
That was Otis from the original Superman. You remember the guy that Gene Hackman had? That was his Otis.
Yeah.
That was his man.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
I think it felt like. Hold on.
Chris said my whole house just shut down.
Oh shit!
And restarted. Oh man, the apocalypse is happening.
Well, no,
did you spend time with him when you went up there?
Yeah, I thought we stopped by. I stopped by, had lunch with him, met the baby. But no, there's a bunch of storms going on over here, so that's why my flights were delayed and everything this morning.
Oh, we didn't have storms hit here yet.
Yeah. But no, so again, I think this movie again it was exactly what they were going for, the spiritual successor to the Christopher Reeve one, and like, which I appreciate. I don't think they needed to go so heavy handed on the humor to make it like different than the Snyder one. I think it should just kind of bend its own thing.
Yeah,
like it was really good. I liked it a lot. It's just one of those things where like. There were some moments where I wish I had felt the emotion a little more. It never really felt like for everything going on, it never really felt like there was a moment where they could lose.
I think there was a moment. I think
Listen.
I do think that he never fully regained the trust. I think just like with you can't put the Pandora's back in its box.
Yep.
I think at the end they succeeded in exposing Lex Luthor, but you still had the naysayers. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we're gonna see more of this developing in what's it called, in Peacemaker.
Yep.
Because I don't think that the other superheroes are gonna fully trust Superman. I think it's an opportunity to be like, I understand he saved us, but what Lex uncovered was actually very true.
Yeah,
and then even at the end, do you remember when they were talking about they showed the White House, and I don't think it was. I think it was by design that they didn't show us the president because they're kind of like don't want to use the current party, but I think eventually we get the president. But Rick Flag Sr., he kind of looked. He was just like, I don't like this because they're like the metahumans are deciding what to do as a country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think it's going to go forward. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we hate Superman. I think there's going to be seeds for villains and people to be like, we don't know who you are.
Yeah, we don't know who you are. We don't know your motivations. You can tell us your motivations, but we don't trust it because we've seen you do opposite.
Yeah, and it's kind of like if you're going back to another Invincible. Remember in Invincible, they had that one character that was like, yeah, but I still don't trust him. And because of him, my family died. And I think that's never going to fully go away.
Well, That's always that's the Batman perspective. Like,
Mhm.
you know, the Justice League, they're all powerful, they help out, but like, I got this file that, like, if I need to take any of them down, I know what I got to do.
But
But then here's the thing: I feel like this movie was actually, when I was watching, I was like, it feels like they actually took the story of Man of Steel and said, hey, let's add in all the things that people liked and didn't like about that one, and let's do it different here. And that's what it felt like they did to me. Which goes to show that it's not that, like, you know, people didn't like, you know, Man of Steel. It's just kind of like a, you know, it was unfamiliar. They just went in a different direction, and depending on what you wanted from Superman, you either were okay with the different direction or you just wanted more of the same.
it wasn't a perfect movie by any means, but I think this, like, literally, if you were like, I felt like gas pains
Mhm.
leading up to this movie,
Mhm.
and then like I just felt super relief when I saw it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because like Chris is like, oh, what do you care about the money? And as a fan, I care about it a lot because this potentially could have been the end of Superman.
Hmm.
If this movie would have shit the bed and not make any money, or even worse, make a ton of money and people not like it,
Yeah.
it would have been a huge problem moving forward. And then we would have had another, all right, give me the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And then now we're going to give Matt Reeves, and now Batman is going to be the number one guy no matter what.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Then, but now we are in good shape, I think. I
I,
think with
I think they did a great
trust now.
Yeah, I think they did a great job here because, again, one of the arguments that was always made is like Superman was kind of all powerful, so it's hard to make a movie about him because it just becomes boring. You can't beat him. But
Right.
I think they did a good job in this movie of making him feel vulnerable to where it's like, oh no, I can actually there's some depth to that character.
This is not my theory, but I saw it on Twitter the other day. I don't know how far into cartoons you ever got. Have you ever seen Justice League Unlimited?
No.
You never seen that? Okay, so there's this scene, and I'll send it to you offline. Is basically Superman, the animated version, like having a fight with Darkseid, and then him going like, "Okay." He's like, "You want to know what power is?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Imagine walking around in a world that, like, on eggshells, where you could break any and everything in this world, and you hold back to the point that you forget who you are." But
Mhm.
he's like, "This is a rare opportunity for you to see how truly powerful I am." Yeah,
Yeah.
and he basically talking to Darkseid. He's like, "You're a big man. You could take this, right?"
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to give him the hardest punch I've ever seen recorded on Superman, and it's kind of like, oh, he finally let go. And I think that's where we're gonna get to at a point with David Corn Sweat, depending on what villain he's gonna face. He's gonna have a moment where he's like, oh, I get to cut loose now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then as a fan, you're gonna be like, wait, so he lost that match versus the Baravian Hammer because he didn't, so many factors. He was like, I don't want to destroy this building. I don't want to kill these people and all this stuff. And I think it highlighted, and people misunderstood it for comic relief. The fact that he saved a squirrel, that means that this man calculates and loves every
Yeah.
form of life.
Yeah. I like
Like,
that. I like that he saved the squirrel. It was you know, a great representation of kind of who Superman is, which I loved. I think we got a glimpse of him being as powerful as he can be when he shot up and just started hitting everybody with the heat vision.
mhm.
I was like, okay, like he in that moment, you're like, okay, like Superman kind of showed out for a second. There is one moment.
But wait, hold on. You're forgetting the even crazier moment.
What's up?
It's when he was flying into the air.
Mhm.
Mind you, the Ultraman, aka the Superman Dark clone,
Yeah.
spoiler. I assume if you're watching this podcast, you've seen the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a spoiler alert thing or a parental advisory spoiler alert on the bottom. So
So, the fact that he's supposed to be as equal or stronger, and the engineer cannot stop him when he
yeah.
was flying straight in the air. Like, they
Mhm.
were on him, and he was like, "Nah, that's that." You could tell that he was cutting loose. I think that the clone, I think Lex Luthor thought that the clone was as strong as Superman, but he didn't know that Superman has been like dialing down his powers the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, Rock Lee. Oh, you want me to take off these weights? All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so did you have any moments in the movie where you kind of just didn't like that moment?
I, I
I
felt
have one.
And I don't know if you agree with me, but the one moment was um that I've never seen Lex Luthor do that in a live action or a cartoon is when he killed um the civilian, the cart guy.
Yeah.
When he
I like
killed
that.
him,
That was a shock.
yeah, it was a shock. I didn't like it because it was kind of like fodder, but I felt like the character that that Superman was talking to, and I'm trying to remember the Metamorpho.
Yep.
Like like if Superman and him would have had a conversation about Joey, which is his son, the Metamorpho and Joey, it's like a thing in the comics. He would have like helped him regardless. It
Yeah.
took that guy to die
And
for
you
him
could
to and
understand
this
the
is like,
severity
and
of
I
the
understand
moment.
people die in Superman superhero movies, but this is the first time that we see somebody die. You're like, oh yeah, they definitely die.
Yeah.
It's normally like a disaster death, like in the beginning of B versus BVV, Batman versus Superman. It was like all the people were
Yes.
BVS. Excuse me, I can't talk today. English is hard. BVS is like a ton of people died, but you
Yeah.
didn't see him die. Like this guy got shot
Yeah.
in there. And
Yeah.
it's like, and the reason why he got shot was because he was cool with Superman.
Yeah.
That was it.
So one moment that I didn't like, and this is super nitpicky because I actually love the shot, the cinematography. I love the shot. It's when Superman slides in there and saves the girl, and in slow motion, you see all the stuff exploding behind her. When I saw that in the trailer, I was like, God damn, that's a fucking beautiful shot that really exemplifies what Superman is, who Superman is. It's awesome. And then I saw the context of it in the movie, and I was like, the fuck? Hold on. You mean to tell me there's a giant ass monster rampaging downtown, doing all this, and a little girl is gonna be 20 feet away just kicking rocks? They're doing nothing. I saw that. I was like, come on.
Yo, those parents were gone. That parent was kind of like, "Hey, where's
No, but
Josie?" or whatever her name. It was like, "Oh,
No, that little girl, that little kid should have been out of there. She just in there like, let me just kick this can, do whatever. I was like, that one moment right there, I was like, ah. But that's super nitpicky. Again, for I am a big proponent of Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, all those movies. And this movie is just different. And it's a different like style. So like I'm not one of those people that goes, you gotta have one or the other. If I'm being honest, I still prefer Man of Steel over this just because I prefer the tone of Man of Steel versus the tone of this one. But this is actually a very good movie.
yeah." I like it. I like it a lot. It's one up there. It's up there. It's one of my faves. I still like. I'm getting
I'm gonna go see it
excited.
again.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Okay.
We saw it on Tuesday, and then we ended up going back to see it Friday. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Let me know when you go because I might have codes for you to go.
Yep. Hell yeah. I feel like it's gonna be one of those movies where on second viewing I'm gonna pick up some more shit.
Yeah, like I saw it. The first movie, I was just like, the first time I saw it, I was like,
You watching IMAX or you watching regular?
I watched it in IMAX, and the recommended IMAX 3D, and then I went back and watched it in I think 4D, which is
I can't do 4D.
and like it was distracting, but I was aware of what was going on, like in the movie. Like I don't know if I would have wanted to see it in first viewing.
So
And
that happened to me, and that happened to me when I first saw the first Doctor Strange. I watched it in 4D, and it was so distracting. I was like, I can't do this. So like, it was good. I enjoyed it, but I had to go back and watch it in regular. So
yeah, and like I think, and it's crazy how summer blockbuster they end. Like I think after this, after Fantastic Four, that's it. Everything else is going to be moderately budgeted movies for the rest of the summer.
I mean, it's gonna allow. Hopefully, these things get some legs and stay in there and stay in the theater.
I think they will. I think Superman is going to be number one until Fantastic Four. That's why they're like 2 weeks out of each other. I think Superman is going to probably gross $1 billion, and I think Fantastic Four is going to gross around that time, that thing, and that's without the uh that's without the other movies or the home viewings
Yeah.
that I think is going to pick up.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's just growing. And I think it's gonna be dope. It just sucks because we get to the end of July and there's really no other big tentpole movies.
No, but that allows for the idea that to find something, find that thing that you wasn't on your radar that all of a sudden pops up. You're like, oh shit, like that's actually was a much better movie than I thought it was going to be. Kind of like Sinners. That ended up being a much better movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Of the characters that they introduced in this movie, was there one that you're kind of excited to see what they do with them?
Oh, Mr. Terrific was by far the best character that that the best iteration of him that I've seen in a while.
But what are they going to do with him going forward? Is he going to have his own movie or what?
No, he said he was committed to multiple projects. You got to think about Mr. Terrific is kind of like the only other person he's smarter than Batman.
Yep.
And he's smarter than Luther. So he's gonna be I think he's gonna be the brains behind if we get like a Justice League.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the brains behind that.
You think he's going to be bouncing in and out of movies, kind of like what is it? Sam Jackson. What is it? Nick Fury.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he'll be bouncing in and out versus having his own movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, I'm curious. I'm really curious about the Supergirl movie just because her little introduction at the end.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't understand that character. They're like, what is this? And I was like, bro, she's like the last run that he's taking from this was a very good, well-rounded feature of her because think about it, what I said earlier, everybody that she ever cared for died. Like, yeah, she's Superman's cousin, Kal-El's cousin, but he was a baby. He was an infant. Imagine that the only family that you have is this child. They're not going to remember anybody that you're talking about, any memories that you have. It's going to be something. That's why even in and what was it in My Adventures with Superman, which is a cartoon,
Yep.
she's the easiest target. Like there was a version of Brainiac, right? That tried to control her because he put her in this reality. He was like, "Yo, I could bring back your parents," and she didn't give a shit because she was like, "Wow, I'm back in Krypton." Like,
Yeah.
think about like you losing everything you ever loved and for something that you wasn't a part of.
Yeah.
Like that's very traumatic, and I like where it's going there. So
I hope again for her kind of story. I think the right tone for that type of movie might be the same kind of tone as like Thunderbolts,
mhm.
where it's you get that depth, you get that emotional complexity, but there is some levity in there, you know.
Yeah.
Again, but when you said that, if they might have went a little heavy handed on the humor here to juxtapose the Snyderverse, like. Again, like I understand and interjecting a little more humor into it. It's just at points I was just like, man, I kind of want to feel the danger going on. I kind of want to feel stuff, and it never really, like again, the fucking whole Earth is splitting in half, and it didn't really feel like it was that much of a danger, or as well as it should.
It's funny because I start getting worried about stupid shit. Like when it comes to that, I'm like, oh man, like this is gonna cost billions of dollars from that. First of all, Metropolis was actually Delaware. I don't know if you peeped that.
Well, parts of it.
Yeah.
Parts of it were Delaware. There's one part at the end of the movie. I don't know if you noticed. After everything went down and they went into the to the little atrium and they kissed and they floated up. But that's the Hyatt Regency in Cleveland, Ohio. I know because I stay there all the time.
No, but I'm just saying that like I think that they're setting Metropolis in Delaware, and I think Bloodhaven is going to be Philly, and I think Gotham is going to be Jersey or New York.
It's got to be New York. Gotham has to be New York. That's one of the reasons. One of the things I liked in Man of Steel, the way they set it up, because I think it was in the cartoon. It was set up like this too. How like Metropolis and Gotham are kind of like across the bay from each other. So it was essentially like if Metropolis was San Francisco, Gotham was Oakland. Yeah. I like that, but the idea that they're a lot further apart. I like because like Central City would be what like Chicago, right?
I think so, but I believe that like in the comic books, I think they came out and said that Gotham was New Jersey because geographically it makes the most sense. But it could be something else. I think Gotham does fit to be New York. I know New York inspired it, and they couldn't use New York because of licensing, which is weird. I didn't think you had to get permission from a city to use the city.
Yeah.
in a fiction, but
Well, I mean, if you again, like, I can see why they would say that, Gotham would be New Jersey, just off the basis that if you're looking geographically and you're looking at the landscape, you would think Metropolis is New York.
yeah,
So yeah, it's got to be New Jersey, which still works. Just go across the Hudson, whatever. But it's just like I
I
like.
think Delaware fits Delaware, New York, because you could kind of make your way down there like via water.
Yeah.
It's not completely landlocked, so it's just close enough for you to know about each other and still be independent. You know what I
That's,
mean?
yeah, well, that's what I mean. Even Philly might work. It's far enough away to where it feels like, oh yeah, you're aware of what's going on over there, but it's a little further. Like, I don't need to interject on everything,
Yeah.
which I like. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
but yeah, this was a good movie. I look forward to seeing what comes next now.
What's the next movie on the? Oh, Chris is back. Hold
Oh,
on.
oh, oh. He's coming back.
He's zooming in. Look at it. Hold on. Let's see if he's
But
darker.
there's a couple movies that are still coming out. I was looking at the summer slate
Yeah.
here, and I think August. It's a couple
Oh,
kids, but a couple smaller budget movies. Like you have The Naked Gun, you
you
have
can't just ignore a black
see how it's
man
still
beaming
going?
down like you coming down like Shaq and Steel.
wait. So everything turned off in your house, including your shirt. Now I'm messing.
Oh wow,
It looks like you
wow,
went and changed.
wow.
It
You know
looks
what,
like
Marcos?
First of all, why you got Slippery Earls in the background here?
What you mean? My Gucci's?
My man out here, those are definitely dress shoes that he wears with shorts. He
Oh
wears
no, that's
he
a
wears
Florida
he
thing.
wears he
deep
wears
socks.
he
No,
wears that with those textured short sets that
no,
come in different colors.
no. That's some
You wear
Mississippi.
you wear those with a banana yellow suit set.
No, these are my. Man, I don't even know what they are. I just like them.
His
That
summer
Uncle
shoes.
Chris. He puts them on. It's Uncle Chris.
Summer shoes. And he has a hotel towel to dry his sweat off when he's outside. With
Oh, shoot, this heat? Yeah, no, I ain't gonna knock that.
like, hey,
How is
good
necessary?
So, Chris, was there any parts of this movie that like really resonated with you?
So add me back in.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna edit this exactly how this went.
No, I don't know. No, look, I don't know. But we talked about it earlier in the episode. My favorite part that I thought had a whole lot of meaning that made a lot of sense was when he's arguing with Lex Luthor at the end, and he says, I'm scared every day. I get up and I just try to put one foot in front of the other, and it makes me just as human as the rest of you guys. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I get that. He's human with powers, so you might be scared to go fight that monster, but who else gonna do it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's a question. This is gonna be pretty relevant to the story, but it's gonna be a little abstract. What do y'all think it means to be human?
I'm guessing that feeling.
Yeah, but he basically described to know that you're vulnerable and still take that step forward, that leap,
Yeah.
and
To have feeling and
life.
fear.
Yeah, I say yeah, having feeling and fear. I think the idea that you have fear, but you go ahead anyway, like that's that feeling. Okay, like I'm not invincible, so that, but I choose to, and that's the courage that comes from it. I think that makes us very human. That's people.
And I do think that although he was the Man of Steel, Superman really felt a lot of pain this movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like even when he's getting hit, yeah, he's not going down, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the first where he feels every punch. You know what I mean? It's
Marcos, tell Chris what you said earlier while he was dealing with Mother Nature, and about like what you were saying about how he like dials down his powers. I actually think Chris will like resonate with that.
Have you ever seen
Okay.
Justice League Limited, the cartoon from Justice League? Like, have you ever seen those?
It's like not random movies, but they're different movies. I'm right.
Yeah, they
No,
have
no,
all the
no, no, no,
anime.
no. It's a TV show. It's like you've seen Superman, the Adventures of Superman, and the Adventures of Batman and
Mhm.
Robin and all that. So the follow up to that was Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited, in which
Okay.
they put together 4 seasons, and it's probably the most comic book accurate Justice League that followed Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and like Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter. So
Mhm.
one scene in Justice League Unlimited where Superman like has his speech, and I'm gonna send it to you guys after this, where he basically says he's talking to Darkseid, and Darkseid is talking to him like, you know, about power, and he basically tells him, "Is like, you don't know what true power is." He goes, "Imagine being in a world that you could break everything, and then you have to walk around on eggshells because you don't want to hurt any living thing on this planet." And he's basically describing how he's been holding back his entire
Mm.
run as Superman. And he says to him, "Is like, we have an amazing opportunity that basically I could cut loose." And he's like, "You're a big man, you could take it, right?" And he's like, "Well, here it comes." And he basically punches Darkseid so hard that he like goes through several buildings, and it's like probably the hardest punch I've ever seen him do. And it's
Mhm.
Superman cutting loose because he's like, you know, it was happy-go-lucky Superman, you know, with the bright costume and everything, and he's like, "Nah." It's like you really want to see how strong I am? Let's go. And at the end of the episode, he beats the shit out of him. He like
It's
stuns him.
it's the idea that Marcus brought up about, like, you know, he's dialed himself down so much that you almost kind of forget your own power until that
Mm.
moment comes.
Like
Like, oh, I get to unleash this power. I felt like that might resonate with you because, you know,
I also feel that
Chris be
when
letting go when he's, you know, in the toilet.
I also feel that when he like literally
I'm
uh,
free.
he fought the Hammer of
Mhm.
Moravia. I don't think he lost on purpose. I not on purpose. I think he was holding back. I think it had to do with the fact that and they were showing his context clues the whole movie. When he was saving the squirrel, he didn't want to take down the kaiju like by
Mhm.
killing him like that. He wanted to capture him. I think he values life, and I think a lot of people think that Superman is weak, and he came off weak, but I think it's the factors of like you know, if they were in a desert somewhere or somewhere that he didn't have to worry about human life, oh, he would have beat the brakes out for him because he showed a glimpse of how strong he was when I was telling Sarat earlier when he was flying up in the air, the engineer and Ultraman, the dark clone of Superman, was on him,
Mhm.
and he was still like not even slowing down,
Yeah.
like with no air in his lungs. So he was at a handicap with two overpowered beings, still like, nah, we're gonna go do this.
Mhm. Now, I mean, it's funny you said they think he was weak because that's Superman is like supposed to be the strongest one. I mean, you've seen
Yes.
those animated, those fan made trailers of Superman fighting Goku. When you
Mhm.
brought the whole thing about him holding back, if we change gears for a minute with Dragon Ball Z, how many times has Goku held back? Okay, you know what? Now it's time to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I get that concept.
I also like the idea that, like, again, when we think about Superman, we just think invincible. Nothing hurts him, nothing penetrates, whatever. He's like, you just can't beat him. I like the idea that in this movie, you know, he gets hurt, he bleeds, and like he still heals. The sun will heal him, but it's not like a instant, oh, because the sun's there, I'll heal. Like he had to get direct sunlight in order to heal quickly. Otherwise, it's gonna take a minute before he can heal. And I
Mhm.
like that because it's like, yeah, that's what he still has to watch out. He can't just like let everything hit him because eventually, like, you know, it wears down and he gets beat up. So he's gotta, you know, still be careful when he fights.
and
Yeah.
I love the fact that he didn't go to space for anything.
Yeah.
Like I thought that
Mhm.
when he started flying there, I was like, this man better not go to the sun and purge these nanobots. It was very practical what he did. He
Yeah.
was like, and he free fell back onto the floor. He could have like
Mhm.
power like dived, but no, he fell, and he knew that they were on him. He was like, oh, I ain't gonna get hurt at all. Like one is invincible, the other one is a robot, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
land like on a pillow. It's like,
I don't know
yeah,
if y'all talked about this. Now it's gone. How'd you feel about 11A, D1, B3? And he's trying to call commands to fight Superman like it was a video game.
I liked it.
yeah.
Really? I actually didn't like it.
Why?
I liked it because he like this. You could tell that it wasn't him going half cocked. He planned this, and he felt like all right, I've seen enough of his moveset that I could counter him. Because you got to think about Superman is not a martial artist. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't get trained like Batman. He's just
Mhm.
stronger than everybody. So he's never had to really change things up. And I think what he did on the fly that Tarat pointed out when he fought the soldiers and he started doing the spinning, he came up with that. It's not like he had a move. And It was good. I just think that like if you put Lex Luthor's brain in Superman, he would be nobody in the universe to stop him. But that's what makes Superman the character that he is. He, like you said, he's vulnerable. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. He doesn't, he just goes off of instinct.
I liked it. I liked it because Chris just stole that baby. I liked it because
He's up for ransom, $20,000.
yeah, he's doing martial arts movies. He's like, wow.
Like,
I-
hey, man,
Actually,
why am I out here right now?
his nickname is Gator because of his hands.
Gator, don't play. They don't play that shit. No, no, I liked it because it showed that it showed how smart Lex is. Like, I have the brains to beat you. I'm not strong enough. I'm not a physical person. So he's like, it's basically showing that like me with the tools at my disposal, if I plan this out right, I could take you on. And that's what he's trying to show. But then it also shows like Superman's like, nah, you really can't.
And I think that's why they showed that Lex will be at a point where he'll be able to make that mech suit. And there was pictures of him out there wearing a mech suit that I guess they didn't want to introduce. They like cut it because I think him having one of the overpowered suits or him having a serum when he's just as strong as Superman, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I didn't like it though, because people play video games. I'm not even a gamer.
Yeah.
Everybody says what's faster, the mind or the calculator. And, while you're sitting there telling somebody what to do, Superman's just doing it.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're also anticipating what Superman's gonna do. Like if you're playing soccer and you're in soccer and you're the goalie, when the guy is going to kick the ball, you just have to anticipate what he's gonna do before he actually does it. He might do something else, but you're like, I've watched enough of this guy's game to know that he's gonna kick it to the top right corner. So I'm gonna anticipate and already start making that move before he even goes.
Yeah, it's
I know
like
that's what he's doing.
it's like if you have the same ability as LeBron James,
You got the same stroke, so they know what's coming.
this guy, and you have the same ability of LeBron James, and all you've been doing your entire time is to anticipate LeBron James's moves, you're gonna be able to figure it out. These motherfuckers.
I can't let that go. Oh shit.
All right, yo, final thoughts on Superman. Is this a good start to the new DC universe? Marcos, our resident superhero expert.
I think it is. I am very happy where they're going with this. I had my reservations at first. Now I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's move forward. Now I feel like it's made enough money that it's going to cement a future. But I don't know. Maybe 2 weeks from now, there's going to be some egghead like, "Whoa, it didn't make money because it didn't make $2 gajillion, and that's not. We're gonna can it." Hey man, any movie that gets released by DC is a win. Ask Batwoman. like we're never gonna that's a whole movie that's made that she probably went to a premiere, her parents and everything, and then that it's like, it's gonna be fire. Had merch. It's like I got tickets for everybody when it comes out, and then like, hey, bruh, yeah, that movie ain't coming out. Bye. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think it's a great start. I think the problem with myself and a lot of other people in the world is because we've seen so many of these movies before.
Mhm.
We want to be surprised on how can it be told new.
Yeah.
How can it be better than the last one?
Surprisingly, I know you said you're not a fan of James Gunn, but he did a different Superman movie. It was called Brightburn.
No, he produced that. He didn't make it.
But he wrote it.
No, I don't think I said I wasn't a fan of him. If I did, then let me fix that.
You said you're not familiar with his movies.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. There you go. Not a fan, not familiar. Two different things. I want to think I just hate him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
I would have just came out and said you hate him because he's white, but it's all good. we just assume you do.
I watch Creature Commandos.
That was good. I like Creature Commandos.
But
Speaking of which, Rick Flag is dead in Creature Commandos. That is Flag Senior. That's who they're following.
Yeah.
Frank Grillo, the guy that was in the movie, he's dead in Creature Commandos, which means that this character is going to be dead at a certain point.
Speaking of, how'd you feel about John Cena's appearance? Did you talk about that?
I liked it. No, we didn't talk about it. I liked it. Just again, it's like these these characters are already living in that world. So to act like they need to get reintroduced, instead of doing that, they're just like, hey, they're there. So let's toss them in a couple places, and then we'll.
And they're gonna be in Peacemaker. I don't know if you've seen the Peacemaker season trailer.
Yeah.
Well, he's interviewing with them. He's dealing with I suspicious that he's not in it is Mr. Terrific, but definitely Green Lantern and Hawker are in there.
Yeah.
Which is funny, and he's like you can tell again, Peacemaker's not getting love that he would normally get.
Look, I think this is a good start to the new DCU. Again, like, you know, I'm like Chris. I like seeing a different take on stuff. Not necessarily, it's not that one's better or worse, but I like, you know, if you're going to tell the story and you want to do something different, do something different. That's why I appreciated the Snyderverse, because he was telling his Superman and Batman story. And I think a lot of people were caught up in like, no, you're not telling the one I want to see. It's like, no, just watch it. Watch
it for what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think this sets a good tone. Hopefully they can balance out the humor and the action and the emotion a little more. But if they do that, I think they're on their way to doing something good.
Oh yeah, definitely. If they came with another movie, I'd definitely go see it. I'm not just shitting on it, because I think it was still really good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid.
Your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. What it do, baby?
We'll see you guys later.
Peace, y'all.
I'm a warrior.